Hey, what's going on everyone? In this video, I wanted to dispel some of the misinformation that I've been seeing in some of the videos on the new pistol brace rule coming up. So first things first, all of these firearms that you will see here are safe. Bullets cannot travel through cameras, so you don't have to worry about that. And YouTube, they are legal to own. There's nothing illegal about what you're going to see here, and I am not modifying any firearms. So the reason why I wanted to do this video was because a lot of YouTubers have been spreading incorrect information about the new pistol brace rule. First of all, I don't agree with it. The ATF cannot make law, and that's what they're doing, and they definitely need to get smacked down. So I only own 4 pistols. Anything else is either labeled a rifle or I've converted it to a short barrel rifle. So I only own 4 quote unquote pistols, or owned, should I say, past tense. So I'm gonna quickly just run through and show you what I've done to either take care of the pistol brace rule or even bypass it completely, because I took care of it before the pistol brace rule. So we'll start right here. This is my CZ Brand 2. It's got an 11.5 inch barrel. It comes as a pistol when you purchase it. I promptly submitted my Form 1 to SBR it and put a stock on it. I've done a couple other things to it, but that's the biggest thing. So I Form 1'd it and put a stock on it. So this is no longer classified as a pistol. This is a short barreled rifle. So that leaves me with 3 pistols that I needed to address for the new pistol brace rule, which suffers the consequences of a law, which is the biggest problem. So let's move on to this guy right here. So this is my 10.5 inch pistol. I had a blade stabilizing brace on it, but since I used this one for home defense, I, for the time being, opted to remove the brace so that I didn't have to worry about it if in the event I did use this in a self-defense situation. I opted to remove it because I don't want to be the person to have to spend all of the money and time and going to jail just to fight it up to the Supreme Court. Do I think it's going to get shot down? Yes. But I don't want to be the one to get arrested and have to spend all of that money in order to fight it and deem it unconstitutional. So for this one, I opted to remove it for now until the ATF gets smacked down and I can put it back on here. So that leaves me with 2. You may not be happy with this, but I opted to use the amnesty period or whatever and chose to file paperwork to Form 1 these other 2. One of them I intended to SBR anyway. The other, I didn't really intend on it because of what it is, and I'll show you in a second, and didn't really feel like spending $200 on a tax stamp for this particular firearm was really worth it. But I'm like, well, if it's free, then no big deal. And you might say, why are you doing that? The ATF, I already have SBRs. Like I showed you, my Brand 2's SBR'd, and I have several other SBRs that I've already Form 1'd. I have an X95 13 inch that is in NFA jail that I have Form 4'd. I'm still waiting on that. So I already have SBRs, so adding more doesn't change anything. So the one where it may not make a whole lot of sense to spend $200 on a tax stamp is the Smith & Wesson M&P 1522. This is how it is. This particular one is purchased. It comes with the brace on here with a shorter barrel. I don't remember the length of the barrel, but you can look it up if you're really that interested. Something like an 8-inch barrel. I don't know. But very fun gun. But again, it is classified a pistol and came with a brace on it. So I opted to go ahead and use that amnesty period to register this one so I can throw a stock on there. That was my choice. And the final one is going to be my 300 Blackout. This has an 8.5-inch barrel on it. I was recently able to pick up my Resonator K out of NFA jail to, I would say, essentially complete this, but now I ordered a stock for it, I'm just waiting for it. But I went ahead and used the amnesty period to register this one as well. This one I intended to SBR it. I wanted to put a stock on it anyway, so me getting the free tax stamp was fine with me. I have since received my tax stamp back for this firearm. So this is a short-barreled rifle now, which is why I ordered the stock for it. I only ordered it a couple of days ago, so I'm still waiting for it to come from Tombstone Tactical so that I can put that on there. So since I've gone over the 4, I want to get to the point and tell you where other YouTubers are sharing misinformation about registering these pistols. So they talk about having to submit photos of your pistol and then you are self-incriminating. Well, I can tell you, this was registered in summer of 2022 before the pistol brace rule ever came into effect. I had to submit a photo on this, but it's not what you think. It's not a photo of the whole firearm. All you're doing is taking a photo of the serial number and submitting that. It's the same thing with the pistol brace rule. You are just taking a photo of the serial number close up so they can't see the whole firearm or anything like that. It's just the serial number. And you had to do that before this pistol brace rule. In order to Form 1 something, you had to take a close-up photo of just the serial number. That it was the same thing when I filed Form 1s a few years ago using the e-form system. So that's what I want people to know. You are not taking a photo of the entire firearm. Do I agree with the whole situation? No, but we're going to get into that at the end of this video so that I can try and stay on point. Now, what I've chosen to do is I run SL grips on anything that will accept it because the SL grip is my favorite feeling grip. I don't have big hands, so it's pretty narrow. Then I take a grip plug and I put it on there, and then I fold up my tax stamps, or a copy of my tax stamps, and I put them in the grip. But I did notice that there was something different when I got the tax stamp back for the pistol brace that was different for all my other Form 1s. So on the back of the tax stamp here, this was in red letters, and you could pause it and probably read it if it was in focus. It says, pursuant to ATF Final Rule 2021 R-08 Foxtrot. So that's something different that I noticed with the pistol brace rule registration as opposed to my normal Form 1. I don't think that should be any issues in the future, even when this is found to be unconstitutional and they can't do that. But like I said, I intended on Form 1ing this one anyway. That just means that I didn't have to spend the $200 in order to do it. Now let's get into a little bit more of the issues that I have with fighting this whole pistol brace rule and the Bruin decision. So many of those videos that talk about the pistol brace rules and stuff like that, they talk about donating to Gun Owners of America or Firearms Policy Coalition, or many of those other entities. Here's the issue that I have with those entities and with the Bruin decision. With the Bruin decision, we should be able to go and get the National Firearms Act, the NFA. The reason why we have to go through all this SBR stuff, we should be able to get that repealed, as well as like the Brady Bill and so on, because of the Bruin decision. But instead, the Firearms Policy Coalition, Gun Owners America, and stuff like that, they wouldn't want to go and get those things repealed. Why? Because that's how they make money. They are going to make far more money playing whack-a-mole, fighting all these tiny little unconstitutional laws instead of pulling the weed out by the roots so that it can't grow back. That's why I disagree with these entities like the Firearms Policy Coalition, like Gun Owners America. If they were really actually for our rights and not just making money like the NRA, they would go and cut the head off at the source. But they don't. So they're really out for protecting our rights. That's debatable. And unfortunately, politicians can pass unconstitutional laws far faster than they can crawl their way through the court system. With the Bruin decision, what did we see? New York and California just came out and just passed a whole bunch more unconstitutional laws. And what happens? Those ones now have to crawl their way through the court system. The entire system is rigged against us. We need to take this country back from these horrible politicians that just want to suppress and control us. You can't vote it out. The Republicans say that they are for our rights, but they're not. You never see Democrats giving in, but the Republicans are always like, no, 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 okay, we'll give a little bit. No, 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 okay, we'll give a little bit. But you never see Democrats giving in. But it's always the Republicans that are always giving in. So I think both sides are corrupt. They both have the same agenda. They just have different roads about getting there. I don't know what the answer is, but I definitely know that we can't vote it out. And another issue that I'm noticing more and more with Republican politicians that say that they are for protecting our gun rights, they submit these bills like abolish the ATF or the Safe Hearing Act to remove suppressors off from the National Firearms Act or whatever. You always notice that these, and they're not stupid because they're doing it on purpose. You always notice that they do it when it never has a chance of passing, ever. The times where it would have a chance of passing, crickets, they don't submit it. Why? Because they're not actually for the rights of the people. They are only for their own rights, pursuing and pushing their own agendas and making themselves rich. It has nothing to do with protecting us. And I have a theory. This is just a theory. Something popped into my head. I wonder if the downfall of every nation prior in history has been an abundance or overabundance of laws. At a certain point, do we need more laws? We keep getting more and more laws. Who are they helping? Who are they protecting? I don't know. Many of the laws don't make sense. And many laws that they pass are never enforced. So why pass them at all? Good example, fireworks. Fireworks that leave the ground in Arizona are illegal. And year after year, I have a house that's 2 doors down that launches them into the air and they land on my house, potentially catching my house on fire. That has happened before and will happen again. So, but it's not enforced. Why make something illegal if it's never going to be enforced? Anyway, my rant has gone on long enough. The point of this video was to mostly address the fact that you don't have to take a photo of the entire firearm. You may be mad at what I chose to do, but this is what I chose to do. You can choose to do whatever you want to do. I have a couple more pistols that are on my wish list that I would like to purchase. I would probably SBR those anyway. I don't know if I'll be able to get those before the free tax stamp window expires or not. I'm not sure, but that's what I chose to do. And again, I apologize if this got a little too ranty for you. This is something that I'm very passionate about, and I have small ideas on how to fix it, but overall, I don't know how to fix the politicians that keep taking our rights away, because both sides are doing it. They're both just as evil, and I don't know how to fix that. So if this is your first time here, I'm typically not a politically oriented channel. I'm mostly a do-it-yourselfer. I do DIY projects, from installing my own solar system to doing stuff on my truck, doing small projects around the house, to modifying my own firearms, which I don't have videos on YouTube. But if you want to check out more of those, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video to make sure that YouTube knows that you like firearms content. But definitely come back and check us out. Not all my stuff is all that entertaining. I get it. Might find something that helps you out. So until the next project, we will catch you then. See ya.